Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are back in the saddle after a 2-week hiatus here on the freeform conversation show between two friends talking shit where no topic is left off the table. That's right, folks. We're back here again with another installment of the Adult Table. I, of course, am your intrepid host, Trav, joined, as always, by my fellow host who just went off mic and off camera. The incomparable, the abominable Snowman. The fucking guy who needs to get back on camera. What a way to start the show. The one and only Vanilla Gorilla, Mr. Joey Fats. There you are.
You got me, right? Okay.
I got you back. I don't know
right.
what happened.
I don't know what happened. I unmuted my mic and all of a sudden everything went silent. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you just immediately just went off. But
I unmuted the mic. That was not supposed to be the case. But
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it's not supposed to do anything like that. But then again, I don't know what happens.
I swear to God, dude, there are fucking like little tech gnomes that just live in these things, and they're just like, ha ha ha. Like,
see, I don't know what
with you today.
I don't know what happens once I hit, a button, and then what happens between here and the series of tubes that is the internet that connects you and me and everyone else on the planet.
It's like a series of
tubes.
And they just go and use magic, okay? A lot of magic, a lot of sorcery, And,
I love that. To this day, I still love that explanation of how the internet works, and it just puts into my mind, like, hearing that guy talk about it, and then all I'm visualizing is the old screensaver of the pipes from back in the day.
Yep.
Like, just exactly. Endlessly doing, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the internet, all right.
There it is. I mean, the internet, I think, like, as far as, like, visualizing something, I think the internet is one of the most difficult things for me to visualize how it works. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, I
well,
still
it's all technical, because it's not technically a place. It's not a tangible...
Right, exactly. So I'm like...
The things that make it possible are tangible, but...
Yeah, so I'm like, I still don't quite understand it. Like, I know the how and the what and everything that goes into it, but, like, when I really, like, sit there and think about it, it's like when you're really baked and you start thinking about shit. Like, the internet is one of those, like,
I don't know what
that's
you're
one of my high
about.
thoughts. Yeah.
I can't relate to that at all. What
it's like one of those. That's one of my high thoughts is like, how does the internet work? Like one of our friends one time was like, he goes, you know what's crazy to me? He goes, the pavement at the end of my driveway connects all the way to California. And I'm like, whoa.
Like, man, you were really high when you thought of that. That you're on
really
some.
Thought of that, but
what I thought you were going to say was a continuation of what we've been kind of a running gag now. Here is, I thought you were going to say my friend Shaggy Two Dope doesn't understand how magnets work.
I mean,
like,
also,
sure, if you think about it in that way, yes. I mean, there's probably some breaks in the chain here and there, but theoretically, I mean, technically speaking, there's paved roads between here and your house here in Massachusetts and California for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can just drive on pavement from here to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about it, you're like, how does it get? But like, it got to my specific house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my specific house, I can drive to another specific house in California without ever going off pavement. Well, and it's like, huh. Like, also, like, I guess it's like one of those things, like, you just kind of like, you take it for granted. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, we kind of just take roads for granted all the time.
A long time for that to happen. The infrastructure, I mean, it's not like the Native Americans had
Indians
paving equipment.
It's 2025, goddammit. We can call them engines.
Taking it back, engines.
You know what? I'm going to even take it a step further. Those savages.
Oh, boy.
The savages.
That's definitely a choice.
Yeah.
Here in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's a good choice, too, I think.
And I think
bring back the Redskins, bring back the Indians.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, especially in the case of the Redskins, the logo was created by a tribe member.
It's so.
And it was a point of pride for them too. Like they didn't find anything offensive. They didn't have an offensive mascot. Like that was the logo, but they didn't have a, guy dressed up, like a big mascot head and everything, looking like a native. It was just a thing. That, I mean, shit. the fans dressed up like pigs for whatever reason.
Yeah, the hogs.
The hogs, because that's what they,
They're
adopted.
cranking their hogs.
That's all they're. That's so 2023.
Just gotta watch out for them clippings.
2025, we're jorking our peanuts. Cranking hog, that was 2023.
We're back to jorking now. Okay,
Yep,
I see
jorking.
it comes full circle. You know what I mean? Like everything just comes full circle. Like, like late '80s, like early like mid '80s style is now starting to like come back into style. Like,
Well, yeah, we can
especially,
say retard again on social media. At least
I know,
on
which
X.
is fucking great.
I don't know about Facebook.
Yeah, I actually called somebody a retard a couple weeks ago, and one of our like good friends from school got really mad at me and blocked me and unfriended me.
But they tried to report it, but it didn't work.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just go calling people fucking retards. And I'm like, well, then they need
That's
to stop
retarded.
doing retarded shit. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if the fucking shoe fits, guy, you know what I'm saying?
I use it like a comma now at this point on X.
Yeah.
At least.
Seriously,
it's
just, and not only that, but it's too goddamn fun. It's like faggot. It's just too fun to say. Like it's just you can't. A well placed faggot is one of the best like insults that you.
Yeah,
can
and here's the thing too with both of them. I wouldn't call somebody with special needs retarded, and I wouldn't call a gay person a faggot unless they were being like stereotypical, like.
Being a faggot.
Yeah, but usually I'm just saying it because they're being lame. Like that's
all.
all.
Did you cut me off in traffic? All right.
What a fag. Yeah.
Your sexual preference really doesn't matter at that point.
Oh wait, it's Saturday night or whatever, and you don't feel like coming out tonight because it's already like 8:30 and you put your pajama pants on. What a fag. Like, so put on pants. Like. And step outside, live a little.
One of my favorite uses of the word faggot. A lot of them come from South Park.
Yeah.
But my two favorite ones were from South Park, where the number two one was when Garrison like goes and like he realizes he can't get an abortion and he's not a woman.
Oh, the end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, and the guy like the teacher's
I know it
like,
verbatim.
Yeah, he's like, my wife is my wife had ovarian cancer. She can't have kids. It's like, well, better get an AIDS test, Thompson, because your wife's a dude.
Faggot.
And
I'm back.
And then episode, and then the episode just ends. You're like, it's like you just call this guy's wife a faggot because she had ovarian cancer.
He's got two of the hardest ending episode ways to edit. It's that, and then when Will Smith and the other black celebrities move in to South Park at the very end, and
they got rid of all those damn
they cut. Yeah.
That my dad I remember watching that episode live with my dad when it came out, and I mean that was like had to been like what 2000 2001.
Yeah, somewhere. That was early 2000s.
It was early, and we used to like South Park used to be like appointment TV in my house. Like the whole family would gather around.
Oh, it was ritualistic when there was a new one on.
Yeah,
when I was in college,
and I remember my dad fucking losing his fucking shit.
It's like, oh yeah, he was racist the whole time.
He's like, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, how can they get away with this? Like, and that was back before they had, what we would consider fuck you money like they have now.
Oh yeah, easily well before that.
But and then my second favorite one is the Faith Hilling episode.
Yeah, Tim Tebow.
When they're refusing to do the Taylor Swift thing, which is like dragging your ass around like a dog scratching its butt.
Yeah,
and they're still doing the Faith Hilling thing, and they're holding their shirt out,
mm-hmm.
and the kid and the dad walks by, and they're like, "What are those boys doing, Daddy?" And he's like, "Oh, they're doing something from the past. It's called Faith Hilling." He's like, "How droll."
Yeah,
and they walk away, and then they're like, fuck them. They don't know what they're talking about. They keep doing it, and the guy just pulls up like way off in the distance in the car, and he's just like, "Go back to the '90s, faggots."
Yeah, he says it, faggot.
Me and my brother-in-law fucking we still quote that like to this day. Like it's one of my favorite fucking South Park moments of all time. But again, it's a word. It has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. Like I don't care. Like I have friends and families that are homosexuals. I don't fucking, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't bother me that they have sex with men or women of the same,
yeah, I don't care. I don't
care.
I don't need it shoved down my throat. I'm not shoving me being straight down your throat.
Yeah,
although maybe I am now because it's out of spite. I'm like, yeah, look how fucking straight I am. Look how much dick I'm not sucking right now.
Yeah. Hey, you want to know what I didn't do today? Suck a dick.
Yeah.
You know what that makes?
Nah, shit, bless you again, brother. What does it make you? Disappearing? Come on, stay with me. Don't die on me, you son of a bitch. Oh, I am just waiting with bated breath to see what he has to say. Where are you, Joey? Back to Joey, but yeah, there he is. There you are.
Yeah.
Did you hit mute again?
Oh, it went black. I don't know what the hell happened.
Beats me. Give me 1 second. I should have done this while you were away. I'm gonna be back in literally like 2 seconds.
Okay.
I always forget the. Sometimes I don't keep my office lighter in the office. It migrates.
Now my screen got Riley reeded. He got blacked.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So it's never the same.
No. It'll never be the same. Poor Riley Reed. All she wants to do is just start a family and live in peace, and nobody will let her.
Oh, and then there's the other one, Lana Rhodes. She wants like all of her videos.
That
scrubbed.
was taken out of context. That quote. She was
because it's impossible. I mean,
she said they asked her a hypothetical, like, if you could go back and remove everything, would you? And she was like, absolutely. And they were like, Lana Rhodes wants all her videos removed. We're like,
okay.
No, that's not what I said. Like,
because I saw that posted by some idiot on X, and like, it's all she wants, and she should be able to just have it taken down. It's like she signed contracts to have it.
First of all, bro, she's still not going to let you hit it. All right?
Yeah.
Second of all, stop being a fucking simp for porn stars.
I think it was actually a woman that posted it. It was
even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse. It's like she's not gonna lick you clam, you dyke bitch.
Regardless of I think this is a feminist, so just in general, like a woman should be able to take. It's like, well, then the men should too. But the thing is, they sign contracts. They don't own the rights to this content.
Yeah, imagine Johnny Sins being like, I want all my videos scrubbed for the internet. I don't want anybody to know I have a 8-pack of abs and a giant cock.
And he's also an astronaut, a military man, a cop, a doctor,
fireman, plumber, electrician.
He wears many hats, literally.
He is the most interesting man in the world.
He just may be.
Yeah, that's the funny part. It's like female porn stars, a lot of them would be like, yeah, I would love to take all my work down and no one ever be able to see it again, like once I was done. And all the male porn stars like, fuck no, dude.
What do you mean? This is fucking great.
Look at the size of my rod. Like, that was awesome.
Like wait, I have sex with beautiful women?
Yeah. Like, and
for money? And yeah, I don't get paid as much as them, and you know what? Fair.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I would love to talk to like a male porn star, and like just Q&A. You know,
well, anytime a woman wants to bring up the wage gap and they're being serious about it, bring up porn.
Like, what about the wage gap in porn, ma'am? Well, that's not real. Well, I thought sex work was real work. Was it not?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, they're paying taxes on it, so it's.
Yeah, like, but I feel like it's like the like every like generation has like like we had Peter North and Ron Jeremy,
Jenna Jameson,
and then you had Jenna Jameson, Kira, not Kira Knightley. What was Kira? Oh my God, what the hell is her last name? I'm drawing a blank here.
I don't remember Akira off the top of my head. As far as when we were like teenagers, Jenna Jameson was like the biggest during that era.
No, she was married. She did like husband.
You're saying this like I care about the scenarios.
No. Like it was. They were actually married. Like they were married. They only did scenes with each other.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what the hell her name was. It was Kira something, I'm pretty sure, but like spelled weird.
Yeah, because of course it would be.
Ooh, Danny Daniels is married? No way. Stormy Daniels. Kendra Lust is married. Did not know that.
All the ones from back when we were younger.
BB Jones got married. Good for her.
They pretty much all are at this point. In that age
Oh,
bracket.
Tara Patrick. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, Tara Patrick. She was the one that was married. That's not the girl I was thinking of, but Peter and Nadia North. Interesting.
Yeah.
What does Nadia North look like? I gotta see what Peter North is piping down every night. This is interesting to me now.
Yeah, the North Face memes.
Yeah, Nadia North, Peter North's wife. Well, because Peter North was like, he was the original white Lex the Impaler.
I mean, you could go further back and say John Holmes from back in like the 70s.
Oh, look, they got German Shepherds too. Oh, I like these people.
As far as a Caucasian contemporary of Lex, yeah, you could say Peter North.
Oh, he was like my OG original. You know what I mean?
Mm. Well, and then of course there's Ron Jeremy, but
yeah.
Well,
Well,
the less
he
we
was
say
like,
about him, the better.
He was Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? Like
he's
he walks
resembling Yoda more now these days.
He walks so we could all run. The only reason we all got to junior prom and knew what we were doing was because of Ron Jeremy.
Well, yeah, now he's the Yoda of it, and not a good one.
Peter North is still jacked as fuck, dude. Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, so she looks exactly like you would think. Small, petite, blonde with huge fake tits.
Par for the course.
All right, and let's just go ahead and give her a follow. Click. There we go. All right. Anyway.
All right. So yeah, that's wrapped up in a nice little.
Yeah. So now that we've addressed
on it.
Now that this is like, I don't. It always devolves to porn. Somehow it always comes back to porn. Like, I don't even understand how the porn. You want to talk about things that are hard to visualize? How does the porn industry make money? I don't even get it anymore. Like, who pays for that shit? And then you realize that there are tons of simps out there that pay a lot of money for porn.
It's the parasocial orbiting that they do. Yeah, they feel like they're actually talking to these people, and then they have, like I said, like a parasocial relationship with them.
Well, like, is it? But like, I feel like
delusion.
The porn industry, it's got to be like every other industry, right? Where like the alcohol industry, like we know, like only 5% of people who drink alcohol or 10% of people who drink alcohol get addicted to it, but the industry isn't, hoping for that. They're banking on it. You know what I mean? Like, they need the addicts to fuel their industry. And it's like same thing with like, cigarettes and anything else that's an addictive substance or whatever. But like porn, I feel like is one of the more addicting things that we have in society. And some would argue one of the more dangerous, which I don't necessarily believe that, but I think like you've got to, there's got to be like I guarantee you, like if you lined up 10 guys in a row, one of them is paying for porn, whether it be OnlyFans, a browser subscription, a website, whatever. Like,
which again is all completely unnecessary right now.
I mean, like the internet exists, dude. You don't need to pay for this stuff. But like,
well, now there was a time like in the early 2000s when like the streaming, like the Bang Bros and Brazzers started up and got big, where you did have to pay a subscription for it.
But like,
but that was before streaming was viable.
Yeah, like, dude, like, can you even go buy like porno DVDs anymore?
Oh, of course, those shops still exist.
Yeah, like I know, like
I believe they might make most of their revenue on like the toys and
a lot of them are smoke shops now.
They do that as well. Yeah, because they started losing money on the media.
Yeah, the one in Fairhaven, amazing.net. I remember the first time I walked in there, I was just finished senior year of high school, and I was working at Stop and Shop in Fairhaven. It was right across the street.
Yeah, of course.
And I didn't know, like, I was Fairhaven was like too far when I had my hour lunch break. It was too far for me to go home on lunch. Because like when I worked at the South End store, I'd just go home for an hour.
Yeah, it's up the street.
And then come back. And like, there was no big deal. But when I worked at Fairhaven, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to drive. It takes 15, 20 minutes to get home, 15, 20 minutes to get back. What am I going to do? Sit around the house 15, 20 minutes? Like,
it's not worth it.
So I drove over and I went to like the Subway across the street, got lunch, whatever, hung out. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, it's going to be something to fucking do around here. Like, go just like browse something. I don't know. And I just look and I see amazing.net. And I'm like, what the fuck's so amazing about this place? Like, what do they have? Like, and for whatever reason, the first thing that popped into my head was RC helicopters. I thought those are pretty amazing to me. So
like that. I'd be pretty amazed if I saw that there.
I'd be pretty amazed if there was a fucking helicopter shop, like an RC helicopter shop, just in Fairhaven. So I walk in there and it's like, they got the fake wall there in the beginning that like channels you to like the end where you gotta like show your ID to get in. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a movie store? I'm like, it's still not clicking to me. And then the guy's like, hey man, can I have your ID? And I'm like, the fuck do you
Why?
need my ID for? Like, so I give the guy my ID. He's like, all right, man, cool. You're 18, you're good to go. And I walk in and I'm like, all of a sudden it hits me. And like immediately, obviously, like I'm not that much more mature now, but than I was then, but I am slightly more mature now. So you can only imagine like this a slightly more immature version of me realizing where I was. And I look around and I'm like, and I immediately just start like laughing and I can't stop giggling. And there's like guys who are probably like, 40 and up, and they're in there buying like pocket pussies and like fleshlights, and they're like, they got two of them and they're like comparing them, flipping them over, reading the descriptions on the back. I'm
There you
like,
go. Yeah, this one, huh?
I'm like, really? I'm like, is this guy serious? I'm like, you just buy this shit? Like you walk in here and then leave with it? I'm like,
Yeah, this one comes with a vibrating egg that you're intended to put up your ass.
yeah, I'm like, wouldn't you just buy this shit on the internet and have it delivered to your house like a normal person? I'm like, I was so confused. And then I start reading the titles and I'm just dying laughing. Like one of my favorite things to do on earth is just read porno titles, because I just want to know, like, I want to meet the guys that come up with the titles.
Most of them are, if it's like a parody, it's usually a bad pun.
Yeah, but like there was like one was like 12-inch slit splitters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know
if it's not
like,
a pun, it's something, just ridiculous. It
yeah,
sounds like something, like a 12-year-old kid would say.
I saw Granny folding laundry, so I bent her over the hamper and railed her with my 13-inch rod. You're like, all right, that's not a title, that's a description. But
yeah,
okay. But that was a real title. That was a real thing.
And it's got four dicks up from
yeah. And so I'm in this store and I'm just laughing and giggling like a fucking child, which I technically really kind of was. And I'm like, I can't fucking believe this really exists. And then from that day forward, I was like, well, that was pretty amazing. And I went back to the store and I'm just dying laughing. And I'm telling all the guys that I work with who are all older than me about this place. And they're like, yeah, we know. Like, you'll understand when you're older. Like, I'm like,
it won't be as funny. Like,
yeah, they're like, it's not funny when you go in there and you're actually buying stuff because you're single and lonely. And I'm like, well, God, Jesus, I hope I never get to that point. Like,
well, shit, I just learned some things I didn't want to know about you guys.
And like, I had a girlfriend at the time, so I was like, all right, I'm like, whatever. Like, you guys are weird. Like,
gay.
Yeah, gay. Like, you're gonna go buy a dildo, faggot?
Is that why? Like, is that why you're sad?
Yeah. Yeah, you get your butt plug fall out, bro. Is that what's up?
Well, how gay are you that you're not gonna go to buy it in public? Like,
yeah, and I'm like, but that was my biggest thing. I was like, you guys realize like the internet exists, right? Like, you don't have to buy this stuff in public. Like, you don't have to put that on the counter, and then another man in his like late 30s
has to look at you,
scan it, look you in the eyes, and be like, that'll be $39.99, sir. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to do that. You can just go home, like go on a website, whatever, like, was it Adam and Eve? It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And go on Adam and Eve and just like order that stuff. Like,
and save yourself the indignity if that's how you feel about it. Otherwise, just walk in there proud.
Oh my God, dude, we went.
You know why you're there. They know why you're there. Just transaction made, and then you're gone. Like,
yeah, like we went in there a couple years later too. Like me. PJ, I want to say like Smallwood, like a couple of our other friends and stuff, and they were like, "You never?" I'm like, "You guys have never been?" They're like, "No, like we've never been there." I'm like, "Oh, you got to check this out. It's wicked funny." And then we're just in there and we're reading the titles, and next thing you know, like Smallwood's got like 4 DVDs in his hand and he's like cashing out. We're like, "What? Like, what are you doing?" He's like,
"Oh yeah, I gotta go home, guys."
He's like, "Fuck no." He's like, "Nah, fuck you. I want to watch these with my girl later." And we're like, "All right, that's kind of cool, I guess." Like,
all right.
But it was wicked funny.
Nothing wrong with that.
But like, we didn't know if he was serious or not. But we were like, I don't know. I mean, he just spent $80 on 4 DVDs at the porn store, so he must be pretty serious.
What, guys? I mean, when you buy 2, you get the other 2 at like 25% off. I had to do it.
I think it was like buy 3 get 1 free or something.
Yeah, I had to do it.
I mean, I was gonna buy 2. Might as well get 1 more. Or whatever.
I'll be damned if I'm not going to be fiscally irresponsible when buying porn.
Exactly. I mean, you shouldn't be. If you're going to pay for porn, you better get the most bang, no pun intended, for your buck. Like, I mean, but then like, you'll see them and like, but the only thing with the videos, like sometimes like you don't know what you're getting, like one of them, I remember seeing one of them and it was like super hardcore, like where they would like tie the girls up, like hog tie them, and then like just throat fuck the shit out of them. And I'm like,
Yeah, some BDSM shit.
yeah, I'm like, this isn't hot. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I'm
You're like, oh, this isn't.
I was like, I don't know when like step porn became the all the rave, but like I would have rather watched that.
It's kind of been always a thing, but it reached like meme level over the last
like 2-3 years. I feel
it's longer. Closer to a decade at this point was like it's really? Like trending, and now it's literally become a meme.
I guess I'm just I'm losing my ability to like understand time. You know what I
mean? Your perception of it. Yes.
Yeah, like what feels like 2-3 years ago, they're like, nah, dude, that was 10. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we are at that age now where it's like, well, shit. I mean, this is gonna be it, huh? Like,
yeah, we're at the age now where everybody warned us when you get to my age, feels like you blink an eye and 10 years goes by, and you're like, shut up, faggot.
Yeah, what an old fag. Get out of here. You're harshing my mellow, man.
Yeah, get out of here, retard.
What did that gay retard say? I don't know. Something about being gay and retarded.
Like, one of my other favorite uses of the word faggot, before we get off of this, because we'll get off porn for now, and we'll do the South Park thing. But one of my other ones is when it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when Danny DeVito just yells across the street, he's like, "Faggot, look out!" And like everybody just stops. Like,
yeah.
And then like that turned into a meme of like when you're on the golf course and you accidentally hit like you hit a shot thin, and it's going right for your buddy's head, and he's like, "Faggot, look out!"
Yeah. Hey, you know what? He did hit the deck.
Oh yeah, he did. It worked. It did work.
Hey, you didn't get hit in the head with the fucking ball, did you?
No.
All right, then shut up, fag.
Shut up, faggot.
Yeah. And
all right.
Speaking of faggots.
Yes. Let's talk some South Park before we get into the government shutdown and the end of New York City as we know it.
As I'm sure some people would think that's where my segue was going.
Let me piss real quick.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to rush through this because I have to pee. So
hold
on 1 second.
I got you.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, so
because I pee out the window.
Oh, that's even more convenient. Yeah, you don't miss a thing. Just like Steven Tyler. He didn't miss a thing. Not in Armageddon. He was watching the fucking video of his daughter from the movie. In the video. Why am I talking about this? Anyways, yes. South Park's on an interesting run right now, which Joey and I are about to get into. We texted each other after we had both watched it. The most recent one that aired on Halloween this year. And we have differing opinions on it. I mean, we have differing opinions on a lot of things. But I think after we have this conversation, we're going to see that we have more common ground as well.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right.
I just mentioned that, we'll be discussing the latest Halloween episode.
Real quick, because I forgot to do that earlier.
And I did mention to everyone that this is, we discussed it briefly via text after we had both watched it. And we both have different takes on it, but I think at the end of the conversation that we have regarding it, we're going to end up realizing we probably agree on more of it than we disagree on.
I mean, typically speaking, you and I do, because
yeah,
it's just, one of those things, like you and I usually see eye to eye on a lot of this stuff. I kind of hope, I actually hope we're further apart on it than we think, but
well, let's see. I'll let you, start it off.
All right, so I'm just going to be brutally honest. It was the most boring episode of South Park I've ever watched.
Boring.
I have never, don't get me wrong, there was a couple of parts where I was like, "Aw," and it perked my ears up, especially when Kyle 2 comes in and they introduce him as the crypto guy, and the part where they start, they're like, everybody says South Park sucks now and it's all political, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
when they got
okay.
meta.
I'm like, here it comes. Like now that here comes the self-awareness. Like here, all right, now they're gonna land the plane. There's gonna be the joke. And I'm watching it, and I just kept waiting for them to land the joke, and I just don't feel like it ever came. Like the Pam Bondi with the shit on her nose thing was like kind of fucking stupid. The woman
Yes,
in the
because
hat,
that can be said about any person that's ever worked for any politician is a brown nose.
yeah,
It's
like I don't know. Like everybody's like, oh, you're just mad because, and not to me because I'm not actually mad about this because everybody knows that about me, but like.
yeah, and I don't give a shit
People are
about
like,
Pam
oh,
Bondi either.
you're just mad because all you little Trumpkins are mad because they're finally ripping on your boy. I'm like, dog, they've been ripping on Trump for 10 years. Like, did you not watch South Park for the last decade? Like they've been ripping Trump forever. Like this isn't something new.
Granted, they used Garrison as his proxy during his first run,
like
but that's still ripping on him.
Yeah, and that was fucking hilarious.
It was good. It was well done.
that shit was A+ material week in, week out. Like especially like when they go to Myrtle Beach with him and what's his gay boyfriend's name there? The one that Rick, when he goes with Rick and he's like, I'm not gonna do any rallying, and he's like, then he finds himself like in a MAGA pop-up store and he's like, hey, we're gonna fuck them all to death. And he's like, thank you, we're not gonna rally anymore. Like that shit was fucking funny to me. But this, for whatever reason, like this season, and you and I have talked about it every episode. We've talked about every episode. I feel like this season is like kind of like towing a line between, okay, there is a season-long arc to this, story arc to this, and also having like individual episodes where they hit the reset button every week. You know what I mean? Like Mackie is an ICE agent. Pam Bondi with shit on her nose. Like,
which they can, it's all connected. It's just they haven't. Like, we haven't seen Mackie since that episode, and that was
episode 2.
2, which aired at
7.
this point in like July. So August.
Feels like it. No, I think it was September. No, it was October because remember it got delayed by like 3 weeks.
That one I don't think got delayed.
Yeah, remember everything got delayed. They were supposed to. Original air date was, I want to say, September.
I want to say that one happened in July. I just read an article.
Oh yeah, you're right. Air date was you're right, July 23rd. Holy shit!
Because I just read an article today where Matt and Trey, just recently started talking about why they're, what's happening with this season, and they said, well, we don't see it as going after Trump as being because we dislike him. It's because that's what's the big talking point is right now. Obviously, he's the president
and so
again.
I saw that. I saw that article, and again, like I have no problem with them going after Trump, right? Like it's if it's funny, dude. Like I'm gonna laugh at it.
Absolutely.
My biggest beef with this season, though, is that like I said, they're kind of like going between. They said, okay, we're done with serialization. They had the end of serialization as we know it episode, and they were going back to kind of just standalone funny episodes. But now we've got this ongoing Trump, Satan, JD Vance, Towley kind of, I guess, because Towley we haven't seen since he was abducted in episode 1 or 2, and used as a cum rag.
Well, and technically we're in on episode 3 of season 28 because they decided to break up the season. Like these two seasons are basically one.
Right. Season 27 and 28 are the same thing. And I think, and maybe I feel like maybe that had something to do with the 6-7 thing because they didn't want to have an episode 6 and 7.
Oh, that'd be actually pretty funny if that's
which that would be really funny. And that would make me laugh. But again, like, I just feel like they're taking forever to land this plane, whatever it might be. Like, and I like, while the episodes are, I think they're okay individually. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're outstanding individually. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go back and rewatch this. Like, for me, this season has almost no rewatchability so far.
I can actually agree with that to a degree. For me, a lot of the jokes aren't landing for me.
Yeah, like, it's becoming very Family Guy.
Mostly because it just seems so beneath them how they're writing right now for this season. They're better than what this is. That like everything with Trump is just just very low hanging fruit, easy.
When they said they weren't
shit that everybody points out, they're not being more creative with it. It's like,
said,
how he has a small dick and he's fucking Satan, and he's just a literal reskin of their version of Saddam Hussein.
Right, and
so even that in itself isn't original. They're
and not original, but like, and also like, well, it's satire. It's supposed to be like, it's mocking it. It's like, yeah, but like, you're calling Trump a dictator. Like, that's not satirical at this point. That's just going along with what the mainstream media says. Like, you're just kind of going along with what Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert do every night. Whereas you guys used to go against like what they did, or if you went with them, you did it in a much funnier, more creative, interesting way that was more like at least a little bit more thought-provoking to a degree. I don't want to say thought-provoking because that makes it sound fucking like intellectually pompous and like,
yeah, because at the end of the day, we're talking about a crude cartoon here.
Yeah, it's still fart and dick jokes at the end of the day, but like, the way that they did it was way funnier, and the shit they got away with was way funnier. Like right now, like in the current climate, it doesn't, like, dude, you can say whatever the fuck you want about Donald Trump, no one's gonna care. Half the country, or a third of the country is gonna fucking adore it, and the other third's gonna be like, fuck you. And then the people in the middle who don't watch you anyway, they don't give a shit. So basically 2/3 of the country are going to find it funny or not care, and only 1/3's going to hate it. So I just feel like you can get away with, like, what they're doing isn't edgy. It isn't funny. Like, it's not the usual pushing of the envelope that we've seen from them in seasons past.
Yes, again, it feels lazy to me in terms of what they're capable of, because we know what they're capable of, and they're better than what they're currently putting out there.
Like, I thought, like, I got really excited when they introduced Kyle too into this episode.
I love seeing him again because it's been so long.
But then it just kind of fell apart. It didn't land. You know what I mean? Like, he runs off into the corner and starts crying, and
he admits that crypto's a scam, and
it's a scam. It's me. And it's like, okay, like, that was the joke. Like, that was what all this was for. Was that crypto's a scam? Like, yeah,
in that case, with that resolution that they come to with him, and by the end of that episode, the buildup was better than the payoff.
Yeah,
because I was laughing the most probably during his scenes. Because I love the character. He's basically like a small child version of Saul Rosenberg. Like, by that I mean stereotypical Jew. Yeah, like American Jewish person.
Exactly. And and I love Kyle too. I think he's super fucking funny in everything he ever does, whether it was The Losing Edge or the one where the very first episode where he gets introduced.
Yeah.
Like, there was so many awesome instances of Kyle too being a part of the show, and I loved it. This one to me it was a swing and a miss. And I'm watching it. My wife and I were watching the episode, and because we always watch it together. Like, I'll come home, like, I won't even, if I don't have Wednesdays off, I won't take overtime so that I can come home and watch it with my wife. Like, watch South Park with my wife. It says it's that important to me. So, like,
I'll skip out, man.
Yeah, I'll skip out on overtime for South Park. So I did. I came home and we were watching it, and she's like 15 minutes, like halfway through the episode, she's like on her phone scrolling, like just uninterested. She's like, I don't know. She's like, this isn't doing it for me. She's like, I've never been this fucking bored watching this show. She's like, what the fuck is, like, what is even going on right now? And I'm like, I really can't argue with you. Like, I can't. I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm like, all right. I'm like trying to, like, use your big boy brain, Joe. Like, this is South Park. There's always an underlying theme to everything, and there's always, like, a different thing. I'm having so much trouble trying, like pinpointing what is going to be the end goal here. You know what I mean? Because, like, the Halloween episodes usually were always really funny with the scoots, or the iPad episode where Stan has to be on the iPad and Randy owns a Blockbuster, or Cartman, scaring off the burglars or whatever, or the Spooky Vision with Barbara Streisand back in the day, the Spooky Fish. Like, Halloween episodes were always really fun and like a great, like, it was a nice event to have. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, South Park Halloween episode this week is gonna be sweet. And this year's, I'm like, oh, the lady in the hat. It's like, who's that? She's like, it's your wife. And he's like, what the fuck does she want? Like, that was like the only funny part. Like,
Yeah, and I like the imagery too of Melania in the big hat, and it's the concept of like the the sleep phenomenon, like how everyone, well, how
like
a
your
lot
sleep
of people,
paralysis demon or
well,
whatever.
not sleep paralysis. I don't think it is sleep paralysis that it, or maybe it is associated with that as well. But the unified dream, the shared dream that a lot of people have with the imagery of a tall man wearing a big hat, like a wide brimmed hat like that. It might be associated with sleep paralysis as well, but as far as I know, it might just be like a common dream that people have. Like also like having a dream where your teeth fall out, which
Okay,
I
gotcha.
never had until I was like in my 20s, even though I heard about it.
I've never had that dream.
I did. It happened once randomly. I was like,
mean,
oh
the
yeah,
one,
that was
the
weird.
one where you're running and you're running and you can't run.
Sure.
That one sucks. You know, like I remember like running from like, I remember one, I had a dream, like, and it still sticks out to me to this day because it was years ago, but I had a dream that I was running through New York City on 9/11 trying to like run away from the towers.
And you physically can't get out of the way.
And I should have had more than enough time to like get out of the way, but I couldn't. And like shit was like falling all around me and like I was about to die.
Sure.
The whole time. But like, you know, other than that, like, but yeah, those, but it was like, it was also weird. It was set in like, it was a Call of Duty map. It wasn't New York. It was like, you know, it was one of the Call of Duty. So like, it's like, all right, it's kind of weird, but whatever. But anyway, I remember that dream. Like, it's just, you know, those stick out to you. So I guess that makes sense. But
yeah, going back to that, like, I thought that was funny. And I appreciated like the reasoning behind it as far as like my interpretation of it. But they didn't really do any. I mean, they ended the episode with the image of her standing in the White House window, the main one there.
Yeah,
like I forget what song was playing. It was a good choice. Yeah,
it was all right. It was like, again, it was like,
but it all felt ham-fisted because they never established her in that way before until now. Which they want to make her like a spooky entity or character. Fair enough to do it on the Halloween episode, but yeah, they don't explain why Trump is afraid of her. Apparently, she is like a supernatural figure in the show, because everyone's freaked out by her. Or maybe the gag will end up being she's just there and people don't like her for whatever reason. And,
but again, like I don't know, like. It just didn't. It missed on every level. Like it honestly felt like I was watching a bad Family Guy episode.
Yeah,
like that's how I felt about it, and I'm like, and that sucks because I've never in 30-something years of watching South Park ever felt that way. I've never walked away from a South Park episode and been like, that was not good.
I'll because I think
even the six leading up to this, I feel like at least had something that was like, okay, that was funny. I'm not going to come back. It's not going to be one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to watch this one over and over again like I have in years past. Like,
but yeah, you want to see the story through. Like I do want to see where they're going with everything they built up so far.
That's kind of the only reason why I'm still watching it at this point, because now I feel like I'm invested.
Yes,
you know what I mean. But as far as like I'll tell you what, like Wednesday night next week when the new episode comes out, like they call me for overtime. I'm saying I'm probably not going to say no. You know what I mean? Like, or at least that's not going to be a deciding like a factor in my decision, because it has been in the past, because I love South Park and it is appointment TV for me. You know, I want to be there. I want to see it immediately. I don't want to read everybody else's reactions to it on Twitter and then watch it, because I feel like that taints it. And I always want to see and get I trust my own visceral reaction to an episode more than anything else, because I've been watching the show. I've never missed one.
Well, yeah, so, that's perfect. You should feel that way.
Yeah. And so but like now I'm like, I could take it or leave it at this point. Like I'm like to the point where like, honestly, I don't even know how they're going to wrap this up in a way that's going to be like, that's going to validate the last, 15 weeks that we've been 20 weeks.
This season has been the weirdest to me because of the previous seasons dating back to whenever they started like the serialization stuff with like Tegrity. That started a while ago already. But they at least had a more consistent release date, schedule and season length. no, they shortened them because they used to do like 22 per season, and then they shortened it, which is understandable. But we were getting like 10, 12 episodes a season, regardless. And then they get the first big deal that they get, and that's when they started doing like, well, we're gonna do shorter seasons. We're still focusing on like integrity, with that being like the B plot of everything.
Yeah.
But essentially the glue, and then other shit happens, and then eventually they're like, all right, now we're gonna do even less episodes per season, and we're gonna like bookend the seasons with like an hour long special to
Right.
begin and end it, and it all ties together. Okay, fair enough. But now they're delaying episodes all the time, for whatever reasons. I think that it's because they just don't really know where they're going with this right now.
And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, right? Like, and
it's so disjointed.
My wife made an excellent point where they did the Charlie Kirk episode, and then Charlie Kirk got killed, and she's like, and from that moment forward, it felt like the whole season came off the rails.
Yes, absolutely. That to me is the catalyst. I think we both kind of brought it up, at least briefly, on the show before. Like, well, things seem a little different. Like, and because the Charlie Kirk thing, like, Charlie Kirk loved that he was on the show. He considered he changed his profile picture on social media.
Twitter to fucking Cartman is him.
He took it with pride. He was like, "Oh, I fucking they parodied me, and Cartman was me, quote unquote." Like,
yep,
that's amazing.
He even did a live live stream of him watching the episode.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Wow," he's like, "This is verbatim. Like, this is awesome."
He's like, he's even got they even nailed the water bottle shit. Like,
yeah, like, and that shit was wicked fucking funny. Like, and the whole master debating, and like, all the master debating to college girls, like, you know what I mean? Like that shit was funny.
And they weren't.
Then
that wasn't really an attack on him either. Like, as a person,
it wasn't an attack
or what he
on
has
him
to
at all.
say. They were just having Cartman portray him.
It was like
because it is funny.
They did Cartman as Glenn Beck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the when Cartman when Wendy runs for class president. You know what I mean? And Cartman's just Glenn Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was wicked funny. And but I don't know. Like, I feel like, and my wife made that point, and I'm like, and I look back at it, and I'm like, you're right. Like, once Charlie Kirk got shot, like, the whole feel of this season changed.
Well, that also ties into like the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. It's like, well, and what Kimmel said wasn't like really bad. It just wasn't bad taste, and it also wasn't funny.
Well, that's the problem with Jimmy Kimmel, is he's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, not only is Jimmy Kimmel an asshole, but he's a not funny asshole. Like, I mean, this is a guy that fucking fake cries about everything on TV. It's like,
he's just like the most disingenuous. Like, I don't even like Jimmy Fallon either, but I'd at least
Jimmy Fallon's just a giant pussy.
He's the most inoffensive. He wouldn't even dare try to bring anything like that up in the writing room, assuming he's even in the writing room. Damn it, Joey. Where are you, boy? All right, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know why that keeps doing that. That's so weird.
It could be Streamlabs or something. Again, the series of tubes, it's very confusing. I'm not an IT person.
All right, we're back to this whole thing. Get Al Gore on the phone. Yeah, he can figure this shit out.
He's super serial.
Super duper serial, you guys. Who said anything about stopping MVP?
Yeah.
But sorry, I kind of missed the end. You got cut off right there at the end. You were making your point about the Charlie Kirk thing and Jimmy Fallon. You were saying Jimmy. I think you were gonna say Jimmy Fallon's about the most vanilla, night guy that you could possibly find. Yeah,
he wouldn't dream of having that being said in the writers' room, and I said also, like, that's assuming he's even in the writers' room, because these late night hosts, they have tons of writers,
hundreds of staff.
So they're not coming up with these jokes on their own. And
no, they're
to
not
be on
funny enough.
Network television late night this day and age, you can't really say much of anything unless it fits what they want put out there.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next point about South Park is we talked about this a little bit, early in the season. $1.1 billion is enough to buy anybody.
Yeah.
And it's enough to buy whatever it's enough to sway or persuade whatever they're selling. You have to kind of think now, like, I would love to believe that Matt and that this season is a total personal beef that they have with like the Trump administration, the FCC, and the suing, of people and all this other shit. And because they're mad because the merger that held up the season between Paramount and whatever.
Yeah, part of that interview, they did say that was part of. Yeah, I guess they originally intended to do just a one-off with Trump to start.
And now I think
and they were like, well, wait, they're saying we shouldn't make fun of him because we could potentially get in trouble. So now we're going to do that. That's exactly
if it comes out at the end and they're just like,
fine.
Hey, listen, this was like they dared us to make fun of him and we did, and this was like kind of just like a personal beef. You know what I mean? And like, hey, if people didn't like it, so be it. Mm-hmm. All right, I can at least be like, all right, cool. Like,
at least it's topical. Right. They are one of the most topical. I mean, they are the most topical animated show.
Yeah,
because
not my
how
favorite,
fast they can make an
episode. Not my favorite material they've ever done, but like,
right,
hey man, like you got a beef
Fair
and
play.
you want to fire shots, like go ahead. I'm for it.
Okay,
like, I'm for that shit.
Yeah, you work in the industry, you should be able to criticize it.
Absolutely. But if it's not that and it's just like, but like they're like daring them to sue them, it's like, yeah, but like you guys aren't, you're not suable. We know that. Like that's what made you the best. Like that's what made like shows like South Park awesome, was that they tell you right in the beginning that everybody is impersonated poorly.
Yeah.
Like
they have since day one.
Yeah, like we know this. Like we know all this. So like the fact that like you're even like trying to take it to somebody like that, it's like, all right, but here's the thing, like that's fine, you're doing it, but you're doing it at our expense.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are tons of people, like my dad won't even watch that. He won't even watch it anymore. He's like, he was done after like the 4th episode, 5th episode. He was like, fuck that show. He's
seen
like,
enough. Like it's
he's like
not working for me.
He's like, my dad's obviously he's a Trump guy, and he's just like, nah, man. He's like, they're just doing what everybody else does now, and I don't have to. I'm not going to watch that. He's
he's not wrong.
And
he isn't, because they are just doing what everybody else is doing.
And I think that's what's killing me about it, is like I have lived to defend this show every single step of the way. When people had something bad to say about it, I would defend it. And people like, oh, that episode sucked. I'd be like, you're crazy. That episode was awesome. You missed the point. Like now I'm seeing people like sitting there and like, that episode was fucking great. They're really fucking throwing these magtards into the fucking,
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're thinking, I can't really defend this episode that
and
much.
I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't funny. But that again brings me to my next point, which is why, like, we know liberals have no sense of humor, so they don't know funny when it bites them in the nuts. So like, when a liberal's like, oh man, that episode, they really showed them, I'm like, yeah, dude, like your boos mean nothing to me. Like, I seen what makes you cheer. Like, you're an idiot. Like,
yeah, these people are devoid of joy.
Yeah, like
they're only filled with irrational hatred.
You're just a retarded faggot, and but if I call you that, you'll like be on the phone with my HR department in a heartbeat.
They behave like a retarded faggot.
Yeah, like every single one of them is like the interviewer from that Sydney Sweeney episode interview from the other day from GQ, but
which we will get to.
We'll get that in a second, because that's another thing I want to talk about. But
I will just say this now. I'll get this out of the way. There's only 2 things I can really say I enjoyed about this episode, and it was Kyle too.
Yep,
Cousin Kyle. Him just being there, I was overjoyed by. I loved it.
I immediately, my eyes lit up like it was Christmas morning, and I was
as soon as he was like, "I'm big,"
I was like, yes. I was like, we're getting Kyle too. My wife's like, okay, like.
And overall, I liked what they did with him. I think, they didn't stick the landing, like you said, with him. I did laugh at it at the end, but I was like, a little underwhelmed.
I chuckled, and I was like, but again, like I was left feeling like this episode was like a piece of a bigger puzzle. And I'm like, and I said to my wife, I'm like, this season's either going to be their magnum opus or the worst season they've ever done.
It
There's
really
no
depends on how they tie everything together.
There is absolutely no middle ground anymore for this season.
Because hopefully what they do, well, for these 2 seasons, technically.
Right, well, I'm referring it to as one.
That's fine.
Run.
I mean,
because we all know, because if they tie like the 6-7 thing back in at the end, that's why they went to 28 instead of doing episode 6 and 7, and they bring back Cartman being possessed and all this other shit. Like, okay, like if they wrap it all up in these next 3 episodes and put a happy little bow on it, and it all clicks and makes sense, I will eat my words, and I will.
It's just they have too many loose ends, other than the Trump thing, and that even still doesn't seem entire. I mean, it's presumably going to lead to the butt baby being born, which will be interesting to see what it actually is.
He knows the Antichrist, which I think was probably like my favorite part of this whole like.
That stuff's pretty funny, even though I had no idea who the fuck that guy was until after that episode.
I knew his name, and like I knew he was like a wacko, but like I didn't know, like I wasn't really overly familiar with him. But then I went and looked him up, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
he's one of those guys. Yeah. But
I
mean, I think the Melania thing is funny, but I just don't know where they're going with it.
I didn't think the Melania thing was that funny. Like I honestly, I thought it was.
I think it's interesting, not necessarily funny. It
was just kind of like I felt like they were just like they're like fuck, we need something to fill this episode. Like it just all feels like filler to me. Like I feel like there's no substance to any of this. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't say anything. She just appears in the hat, like in the funeral attire or whatever, and like looks like she's at a funeral, the purple and the hat pulled low, and like you never see her face. She doesn't speak. She just appears. And like Trump's
creeps
like,
out everybody
out by her. And like, but like I feel like I feel like they keep pushing like the JD Vance, Towley's the one that snitched.
Yep.
And is trying to get them to abort Satan's baby. And like how much of an asshole do you have to be to like convince Satan to abort a baby? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that part's pretty funny. Like I get that. Like that was honestly pretty hilarious. But
the payoff's got to be good. Otherwise, this could be the worst season that they've done.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And the only other thing I did like about the episode was like the meta reference. Like they're saying, "Oh, South Park sucks now," but they didn't do enough with that. They didn't, and that didn't have a punchline. That didn't have a punchline in the end. It was just them literally saying it, basically, like just reading off comments on the internet.
They were just like reading comments. Yeah, they were reading comments off Reddit, like.
Which premise wise, that has legs. Like, I like it when when creators do that and acknowledge, the discourse that's happening. But they just didn't do anything with it ultimately, at least not yet. We'll see if that was a one-off thing for the episode. They're like, yeah, we'll acknowledge it, and then we're just not going to, bring it up again.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. I'm losing. I'll tell you right now. I was like, as of like episode 3, 4, I was like 90% certain that this was like a bigger puzzle that was going to come together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
As of episode 7 now being concluded, I'm at like a 35% chance that this is going to be concluded and be funny. Like I'm losing hope that this is actually going to turn into something bigger than what it is, or bigger than they're making it seem.
That's low expectations there. Very low.
Yeah. And like, it's to me, it's the greatest show ever made. And to see them just parroting basically mainstream media jokes and just going along with like, oh yeah, Trump and Satan and butt babies and tiny penis. Like, I don't know. Like you said, you said it great. It just feels so beneath them. And it's just so, right now it feels really disappointing. Well, like I feel really disappointed because again, there's still technically, I guess there's 3 episodes left and who knows, maybe a special. I have no idea. But all I know is that they have their work cut out for them to make this whole thing work.
I can actually, yeah, I 100% agree with that. That's why I was going to say, or as I said earlier, we're probably going to agree on this episode more than we disagree on. Because I did watch it again after the first time, and to fully absorb it a little bit better. Maybe pick up on some things that I didn't the first time. And no, I pretty much got the gist of it the first run around, is what I realized. And then I was like, well, Yeah, here's a few things I liked about it, but here's what I dislike about it. It outweighs the pros,
Right.
and it's indicative of where the season is right now and how I don't know how the fuck they're gonna fix it. Because it's
Yeah.
it feels like it's spiraling out of their own control. Like they've created something that they painted themselves into a corner essentially with a
Exactly. I was about to
storyline,
say, yeah,
and
I
they
think
don't know what they don't exactly know what they're gonna do about it. Because again,
and
based on
that's
that
not
interview, they only planned on having Trump being featured in the first episode, and then who knows where they were gonna go creatively. But then they just built off of that, and now it's.
And again, that brings me back to like I have to wonder like how much of that 1.1 billion dollars they got paid, and what these Paramount executives really wanted out of their show. And they might have, did somebody get to them and say like, "Hey, listen, like we need more anti-Trump shit out there. Like we need more of this, and you guys are gonna do it." And they're like, "No," and they keep maintaining that like no one's in their ear and no one's affecting them. But listen, man, you don't get paid $1.1 billion to do something without somebody having something to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, that just doesn't exist. Like, there's nothing in this world, and you cannot convince me otherwise. South Park is not above this. There's nothing in this world that pure.
And they
You know
just
what I mean?
in the beginning of the season, they officially wrapped the Tegrity Farms storyline, which was polarizing to fans. To me, it had its good moments. It had some low points.
I thought Tegrity was awesome. I loved the Tegrity storyline.
I think it probably ran a bit longer than I would have liked it to.
I don't know.
Personally,
I still
liked it because
at
the end of the day, it's Randy.
Funny. Well, that's the thing. It's Randy, and Randy episodes, as we know, are usually some of the best.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I always just thought the Tegrity thing was just super funny because it was like, again, it was Randy trying to pretend like I'm a farmer. I'm a Colorado weed farmer.
And it had good episodes involving it heavily.
It
like
really did.
The St. Patrick's Day one was excellent.
Not gonna tell me to not show my dick and balls. Like,
yeah, yeah, with the leprechauns and oh man,
yeah.
And the Ghost of St. Patrick.
The Ghost of St. Patrick is one of my favorite things all the time. What are you, a Scottish poofter? Like, it's still one of my favorite fucking lines ever. Like, but again, that episode had rewatchability. Like, I can go back and watch that episode again. And
I've
really
watched it several times.
Yeah, and laugh my ass off about it. I don't think I thought episode 1 was great. And I feel like after that, it's just the Charlie Kirk one was good. And then I just feel like it's just gotten progressively more stale since then. And
I think it is a direct result of the assassination and everyone being like, shit, what can we say and what can we
like of all the things they could be making fun of, like, I get it. Like, okay, you got to go out to Pam Bondi because whatever, she's the thing. But like,
yeah, I'm not a fan of her either. But
why is nobody making fun of Candace Owens and the fucking crazy shit she's saying? Or Tucker Carlson, or I know, like, you don't want to give, like, small, you don't want to turn anthills into mountains.
Well, comedy right now, they don't want to, at least with stuff that really, like, whether it be late night, especially after Kimmel, that little thing, his brief suspension.
I don't know.
They don't want to touch the Charlie Kirk thing with the 10-foot pole. And somebody else holding it.
That's not like them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what's so different about.
Like they fought tooth and nail to get the Muhammad episodes published, and Comedy Central and Viacom ultimately said no. And like, you're like, really? Like, but you won't do this now? Like, I don't know. Like, it just, something feels off about this season, and maybe it's just maybe the Charlie Kirk assassination thing did derail the whole season.
I think it definitely set it on a different course. Like, not necessarily that they were going to say anything more about him, but the climate changed, and unlike what Greta Thunberg talks about, the speaking point climate change.
But I just don't understand because they've never shied away from it before. They've always gone after the biggest fish in the pond.
That's what's so weird about it, because
and now it's like, and now they're just taking the low hanging safe fruit. You know what I mean? Like,
there's nothing, because what, to your point again earlier,
you're not going to get in trouble for making fun of Trump. No one's going to fucking. No one cares.
To what you said before, they are absolutely just parroting what is already being said about Trump, and it's all very lazy, generic stuff.
Yeah.
when they used to be the ones that would start new joke trends and
Correct.
phrases. They created their own shit, which is now synonymous with them and like ingratiated in pop culture to one degree or another with certain phrases or how things are said. So
Right.
it's they used to be trailblazers, and now it's just they're riding on the very tattered coattails that weren't funny when they were first, said. And it's all just, oh, well, he's got a small dick. He's orange. Like,
Yeah.
like
Okay. Cool.
just the
Like
bottom of the shit we've been hearing since 2015.
yeah, like Family Guy already did this like 5 years ago. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
it wasn't even that good then.
And they were like, "Yeah, we know we're late to the party. Fuck you, but we had to do it." You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because even Family Guy didn't do it for a long time. They were like, they didn't do a Trump episode because they're like, nah. They're like everybody's doing Trump, and that's why like they're. And I'll leave it with this. Is my my final thought on it. I
All right,
feel
Jerry.
like I feel like that they're like, cash me outside. How about that? No, it wasn't Jerry, but whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
But no, like I feel like that interview that they did, that the article that came out the other day where they said that like, we're doing this because this is it. This is the talking point. Like
Yes.
politics is in every facet of life now, whether it's podcasters or this or that. And I'm like, no, it isn't. Like I just feel like they're towing a company line right now, and they're being paid to tow this company line, and I don't like it. It just, I might not be the smartest guy in the room, but my bullshit meter is rarely, if ever, off.
Sure.
And right now, I think we are seeing the most disingenuous. I don't want to call them liars, but we're seeing a very disingenuous version of Matt and Trey and this show, and they're doing their fans a complete disservice because for the people that they've been ripping on all the time, they're like, "Oh, we rip on people, extremists on either side," and I'm like, "Okay, that would be fine." But you didn't rip on, you didn't rip on Biden or Kamala Harris at all. You never touched the left for the last, while Biden was in office for 4 years. Didn't touch them. No, you know what I mean? They were the golden cow. You never made. So you can't say that you play it both sides equally because you don't. We saw it. Like, okay, and that's fine. I didn't need you to make fun of them for me to like the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like the show regardless that even though despite that you made fun of them and you made fun of Trump for the 4 years before that with Garrison and everything, fuck them all to death and all that shit.
Yeah.
And that was great.
But because it was actually funny.
but like we're seeing like you're more transparent than you realize, I think. And we're kind of seeing through your bullshit. And just seeing like the bots and like the the Reddit chat, like lefties on Reddit being like, "Oh man, I love it. They're fucking South Park is so back. They're fucking sticking it to the Nazis and Trump." And they're like, "Yeah, well, we make fun of extremists on both sides." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't. You didn't, and you don't. And not for nothing, but like, I don't see what's so extreme about anything. Like this is a reaction to a reaction to an action, I should say. Like the Trump administration is a reaction to 4 years of utter shit before it. You never tackled the utter shit. You never poked fun at that or did anything with that. But then the reaction to that is now all of a sudden extremist. And I'm like, no, now I feel like you're calling me an extremist because I don't believe that, illegal aliens should be allowed to murder joggers, in cold blood or behead people in parking lots or
set fire to them on a train or stab them on a train, a bus.
Like, sorry. But like, like not for nothing, but like, I just feel like Matt and Trey, like, and maybe this is a result of them living in California or Colorado, wherever they're living now, like in their ivory tower for too long. Like maybe they've lost a little bit of touch with like how people really feel and what's really going on.
That's a fair point.
Like, and they're, all they're hearing is from their elite friends and people in the industry and people who have fuck you money like they do, which, good for them. That's all fine and well. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like we are getting a disingenuous version of South Park right now. And it is super disappointing me.
I think that's the best way to describe it too. Disingenuous. Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
I'd also say superficial on a surface level. It seems like, they maybe had a plan going into it. Again, because of circumstances, their trajectory for where they wanted to head with it got derailed to a degree. And now they're just kind of phoning it in, and they're literally just coming up with it as they go along,
I honestly
rather
have
than
to
having
wonder,
like a grand endpoint
I
in
wonder
mind.
too, Trav, if they went from like season 27 to season 28 in an attempt to be like, okay, we just got to get the fuck through this. Like we just got to be done with this. Like this is not working. We got to get this done and over
Yeah.
with.
Okay. So we're gonna do season 27, and it's only gonna be like
Yeah, like we're
in
signed on for
28,
seven. We're signed on for 7 more seasons. Okay, cool. We're only signed now. We only got 5 left.
and,
Like,
and yeah, and then we're making the other season immediately following it, and it's also gonna be the same amount of episodes. So
and the same
I think
storyline. And the
they're
same
gonna
everything.
wrap up this storyline by the end of this, and then move
And
on.
yeah, and I hope honestly, like I don't want to ever like I thought the Trump shit was funny in the beginning. I really did. And like even like the FCC episode, hey Satan, where he's setting like
Mhm.
like Looney Tunes as
Right.
traps for Satan, trying to like get the baby killed and all this stuff. I thought that was wicked funny.
That
But
was because it made sense.
yeah,
And it was
but I'm
paying
just
homage to Looney Tunes, and it was just goofy fun.
yeah, and but by this point though, like I'm over it. Like okay, I want to go back to Banned in China. I want to go back to Integrity. Like I want to go back. Like go
Yeah,
back.
give
Like,
give
do
more
what-
singular episodes to the kids, and also Randy here and there.
and do like funny shit. Like go back. Like can we get a game? Like how about we do an episode ripping on Rockstar for fucking pushing off Grand Theft Auto 6 for another year?
Yeah, make it even more
Like-
topical instead of hyper politically focused. Like
Yeah, like
yeah,
I don't
Trump's
give a
still
shit
going to
about-
be
I don't
president
wanna-
for 3.5 years. Feature him here and there, but let's not have
if it makes sense, right? Like yeah, I don't
something
know.
big. I think them focusing on him so much.
Yeah, it just
It would be better in smaller doses, but he's in every one of them, and it's all the same shtick at this point, with the exception of the Looney. At least then it was early enough where it felt different.
Right, where you're like, okay, maybe they're going somewhere with this.
And they're going somewhere with it, and hopefully the payoff is worth
Are
it.
they though? Because I mean, I'll tell you what, the Halloween episode, like I said, it left me desperately like hopeless that this is going to turn into something good.
Schedule wise, I think there's only 3 left. There's gonna be the last one happening like the week of, or like the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe the butt baby will coincide with Jesus's birthday,
I mean, that would be pretty funny.
which would coincide with him being, because we haven't seen what happened to him since he went full on.
Like,
Since he went full on bro.
Yeah, but again, like that's the other thing. Like they were making fun of like, oh, look at all these like right wing Christian women with like fake tits and fake lips and Botox and everything, and I'm like, what is that? What is that?
Well, they have to. It's another loose thread that they just left out there
Yeah,
and haven't
like,
addressed yet. Just like Mackie. Well, where is he? With Cartman being possessed by the 6-7 thing.
yeah, like that was all funny on its face, but like it wasn't funny enough to be a standalone joke. So I'm expecting it to come full circle and be like, oh, okay, connect the dots. I don't see that happening at this point. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just being cynical, but
they'd have to address all of them each in each subsequent episode, or try to ham fist it all into the season finale, unless they plan on doing a special, which I don't believe that they have that as part of the deal.
I mean, I honestly at this point I have no idea. All I know is that I have very little or minimal hope that this is going to turn into their magnum opus, and I believe this is probably going to go down as the worst season or seasons of this show's entire existence, because I can't remember ever a collection of episodes in one season, if you will, that was more, that left you wanting more than this one.
Disappointing. It's just disappointing. I'm not mad at it for any reason. I'm just disappointed. It's like
it's just
like your parents. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It just feels so
which is even
lazy,
worse.
and it just feels so lazy and less like just overcooked. And you're like, all right.
It'd be easier for me to be mad, just straight up mad at it, but I'm not. I'm disappointed.
No, and guess what? When season 29 kicks off, I'm gonna be anxiously awaiting my TV. Like,
I'm still gonna
just
watch
show
it.
me it because I'm still gonna watch it. But like, I'm not one of these people that's like, I'm done with this show. They made fun of Trump. Fuck them. Like, no, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah,
make
no,
fun of Trump all you want. Like, I don't care.
I'm not that way at all. But
As long as it's funny, I'm gonna laugh. Like,
the day may come where I do stop watching it because it's just like, well, this just isn't what it is.
yeah,
Like, it's no longer South Park.
Yeah, and that's what I fear is that Matt and Trey have been bought, paid for, and that the show is no longer being, exclusively written or directed by, given the directives from them, in terms of what's funny and like the people that are in their room, like, that have been there forever. I feel like there's too many. I feel like there's too many outside influences, affecting the show now. Even though they maintain there isn't, I don't believe that for a second. Like I said, $1 billion is a lot of fucking money.
I'm
dude.
sure they do have some, a fair amount of creative control at this point in their careers, but $2 billion deals, not just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a thing of complacency as well. Now that they have that security again,
but they would sound like they were never going to go hungry. You know what I mean?
No.
As of like 2004, you knew they were good. Like
they have one of the most successful musicals in history too. Like it.
Yes, Book of Mormon was tremendous.
It's still doing gangbusters.
I went to see it at the P-PAC. It was great.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to.
It was really funny. You got just remember you're going to see a fucking Broadway play, so it's not like
which I've seen, and I'm not a musical guy, and I'm a musician. I just don't. But Matt and Trey, whenever they do integrate music, because they were like theater guys.
Yeah.
And Trey specifically has a great ear and can write very funny songs.
Oh,
like
dude,
I enjoy their stuff. Their
the original
shit.
songs that they've written for the show are some of the funniest stuff. Like,
in the movie and also Cannibal the musical is hilarious.
My bows. So
yeah,
protect my bows.
They're fucking really good.
Let's fighting love.
For them, I can make the exception of going to see a musical because it's
Absolutely.
like, okay, I'm in because I know I'm gonna enjoy the songs.
My wife and I went to see it in Providence, and it was unbelievably good. Like, it was so funny.
I need to see it when it comes back around here.
It was very amusing. It was like watching seeing the theater people walk in that only go to see theater stuff, and they didn't realize what they were going in. Like, they just go to the theater because we're going to the theater,
and it gets nothing but rave reviews. So they're like, "Oh, I guess we'll see the Book of Mormon."
We'll go see it, and they go see it. But they don't read anything up on it, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Ah, what is this scallion?" And they're like, they just walk out. Like, people leaving left and right. It was wicked funny.
That's that's a show in and of itself.
Yeah, but I got my wife and I tickets for that for her birthday one year, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I need to make a point to do it. But again, yeah, to wrap it up as far as my opinions go on it too, it's just been disappointing. I mean, I'm holding up some hope for it, and I'll see it through. I want it. I have to see how this concludes.
I'm gonna see it through for sure. I'm not very hopeful.
And I'll reiterate once again. Hopefully, this is the end of this storyline. It's self-contained within these technically 2 seasons, and then they can move on after this. And okay, all right, we did that. Now we can, do something else. Continue everybody's story in a different way. Acknowledge, what we did here and there, because they always do that every once in a while, like. Mention, right. Do a callback to something that happened in the past, which is fine.
Well, I mean, we get a new episode on Wednesday, so we'll see how that goes. And then we get the Thanksgiving episode, and then December 10th is the finale, so we'll see. Like I said, we got 3 left.
And they could always push some of these back, too, which they have done before.
That's true. They could. I mean, hopefully that doesn't come down to that, but we'll see. Again, I have little to... I've tampered my expectations for this one in a big way, and I mean, it is what it is at this point, dude.
Yes, sir.
But let's use that to go on to some other controversial things.
Oh, is it?
Which shouldn't be controversial at all. But obviously, all right. So we'll do Sydney Sweeney, and then the end of New York City as we know it, and call it there. I think that'd probably be pretty good, right?
Yeah, and we can, if we have a little bit of time, we can talk about the potential end of the government shutdown. But I mean, that's
Oh
just
yeah, we can. I
potential.
think we can fold that into the New York City talk.
Yeah, it's politics.
We'll
Sure,
call it our politics hour.
the
So
political corner
the political, yeah, the political
at the adult. You get over there. You sit in the political
Son of a
corner. You think about what you did.
You fucking dare. The GQ Gentleman's Quarterly interview with Sydney Sweeney that went viral over the weekend. With the interviewer asking her, basically, she wanted to apologize for insinuating that white people have good genes. I mean, if you thought Sydney Sweeney couldn't get any hotter, you were wrong. She took it to a whole new level because not only did she not apologize and bend the knee to the woke left, which was just like
she didn't play the little game that they thought that they had set up for her.
They thought that she had walked right into their trap, and she expertly maneuvered through it. But she also maneuvered through it with a just fuck you attitude that was just chef's kiss. Like it was beautiful. The woman who was doing the interview, I would give her a solid 4. I don't think she was very attractive at all, and I'm not one to really
bash there was somebody else there. I thought it was just like bushes. Yeah. Compared when she's next to Sydney Sweeney, she was basically invisible to me. It was just whatever's in the background there. It was like a garden area or some shit.
Yeah, she was heinous. She was about, if you were going to define slightly less than mid,
sub-mid.
Sub-mid. I think sub-mid is a great way to describe this woman.
Yeah, not the lowest you could give it, but
somebody's banging her and enjoying it. Maybe. I wouldn't be that guy, but I think somebody is.
I think they're tolerating it. They're
this is
probably the best thing. Because they're also sub-mid themselves. So
her husband's definitely 135 pounds. He probably can't wear her jeans because they're too big. You know what I mean? He has to ask for permission to put stuff in the microwave at home because he doesn't want to microwave something that might be that might smell too offensive to her.
I'm not gonna reheat this fish.
Yeah, no,
you shouldn't do anyway.
That would actually be offensive.
Yeah, but that's terrible for everybody.
I'm gonna heat something up in the air fryer, and she's like, that smell is gonna drive me nuts. He gets home from work and he has to ask to take a shower. He has to ask for permission.
You're assuming this man works.
All right, I'm sorry. He gets home from getting plowed in the ass by her bull.
That's better.
Yeah. She's the one that sits in the cock chair and watch him get pegged.
Yeah, that's
so that's what I imagine that this woman is. And so she's about as sub-mid as sub-mid gets. And she's but she has that cock. If you haven't watched the interview, watch it.
She's I'm clearly smarter than this dumb blonde.
Yeah, she has that just arrogant, that typical leftist liberal arrogance to her, where she's and as I'm sure you heard, the reaction to it wasn't
as you should.
great.
Yeah, it went viral. The backlash of that ad campaign was immediate. She doesn't already know about it.
And you got what's her name from the WNBA being jeans were made by black people for black people. Fuck you. And it's
I don't think Levi Strauss was
Levi
black.
Strauss was very white, actually. But whatever, do you?
And he also said you shouldn't wash your jeans ever.
And they're wow, but he stole the idea from black people who were slaves that were doing them. They're yeah, I don't know. Y'all be well, we was kangs and shit, and yet I go to Africa and I don't see many castles. So
it's still mostly a third world nation.
Yeah, remember when they were gonna build that Wakanda thing in Senegal? And they were it was gonna be a $6 trillion futuristic city to
and they're oh wait, yeah, we don't have
show off African ingenuity, and
we can't actually do that.
They built a quarter of a building, and they were we're bankrupt. Bye. All the money got stolen. See you later.
Yeah, it was a grift.
Yeah. So anyway, the way the woman poses the question to Sydney Sweeney was fucking It was so arrogant and over the top. And Sydney Sweeney's just the way her body language and her facial expressions when she looked at her was just like squinting her eyes at her, like,
yeah,
really,
like,
bitch.
oh, you bitch.
I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this girl more than I've ever loved any actress in my life. Like, this is peak fucking like Giga Chad shit that she's doing right now. And what I'm most impressed by, or not impressed by, but like what I'm most happy about is that like someone in Hollywood finally said like, no, I'm not apologizing. Because we all know what happens when you apologize. They just keep coming back for more apologies and more
also,
apologies.
She
until
has
they
nothing
bury
to
you.
apologize for.
It doesn't matter. She could have said
read ad copy.
She could have just come out and been like, Hitler was a good dude and he had the right idea. It doesn't matter. Like whether she said that or whether she said they said Sydney Sweeney has great genes, they were gonna say like they were the end result was gonna be the same.
Yeah, because the whole ad was a pun. Right. It's a play on words. We sell jeans.
Again,
jeans
the left doesn't have the ability to understand.
And that was it. They turned it into, well, she's literally saying I'm better and pretty because of my like. No, that's yes, but it's not serious. It's a fucking commercial.
And not for nothing, but like, genetics play a big role in how you look. I don't know if you know. I mean, this is the trust the science crowd, right? Like, I mean, granted, this is the trust the science crowd that also thinks there's 247 genders or whatever, but nonetheless, like, it's just because you don't understand advanced biology.
Well, that's not science, Joey. That's called retarded liberalism.
That's called a grift that started like 25 years ago, and y'all just fell for it because I don't know, you just wanted to, I guess.
Yeah, it's not tangible.
Because there's really no
water.
There's really no reason to fall for that unless you just really want to believe it. Like I know Santa Claus isn't real. I could sit here and tell you Santa Claus is real because I want to believe Santa Claus is real, but we all know it's not real. Same thing with genders. Like there's two.
Trans women are women. Well, you wouldn't have to preface that with the word term trans in front of women.
Mm-hmm.
You would just call them women.
You just call them women.
But they're
Why
not.
don't you just call them women? Well, they're trans women, so they're not real women. Yes, they are. But why'd you have to pre-qualify it? Like, I don't know.
Well, see, you're confusing gender with sex, which is totally different.
It's like, no, actually, I don't think I'm the one confusing anything here.
No, it isn't. Well, you're confusing basic biology, and then they'll always say, oh, well, you don't understand advanced biology. If you did, you'd know that this is right. And it's like, no, even basic biology states that XY chromosomes define
Do you know how I
male,
know,
XX.
You want to know how I know
female.
Advanced biology? Like, I know that's a ruse and a grift and just something that people say to try.
Well,
to
at least their version of what they consider advanced biology.
Oh yeah, no, like this whole thing, and again, like sports is a microcosm of society, but like in football now, like they have what we call advanced metrics, which are basically a bunch of they're a bunch of numbers that are construed through various different things, right? So like, take quarterback rating, for example, right? Like ESPN came up with this new thing called QBR. So the old quarterback rating, like 158.3 used to be a perfect quarterback rating. And everybody's like, well, what the fuck is 158.3?
Yeah, that just seems like an arbitrary number. Like, how did you come to that?
It was a formula, and it was a very, like, a complex formula.
Initially, nobody knew what the fuck it meant because...
I'm convinced most people still don't know what, like...
Well, it's like in baseball with sabermetrics. It's the same... theory.
Well, that's exactly it. They basically took sabermetrics from baseball, and now they apply it to football. The problem is in baseball, like baseball is a very highly statistically driven sport, whereas football is not. Like there are so many more variables in football that have a direct effect on the outcome of a game because it's not just a pitcher and a batter.
Yeah, it's not them taking turns batting and then fielders fielding when they can't.
Right.
It's
there's 11 guys in basically an extremely violent ballet
because there's one thing happening on the field at once, and then there's a reaction based on the actions. Not, all right, ball snapped. It's now a human chess game.
Right.
Between an offense and defense with 11 guys on either side of the ball.
But what I've found is that these people that apply, so like they have all these like these new these new stats like CUSA or CUS or whatever it is, and DVOA and all these metrics, right? Nobody actually
DVDA too.
Yeah, like I'm sure they're just abbreviations like yeah, if you think it is DVOA and Vlyman, and you do this and blah blah blah, and then look at this, he's actually not a very good quarterback. And you're like, yeah, but he's 8-2 and he leads the league in touchdown passes. Sounds pretty good to me. And they're like, yeah, you would say that just because you don't understand advanced statistics.
That's why I don't fuck with fantasy sport. It's just, it's too much into the weeds.
Advanced statistics have nothing to do with fantasy either. In fact, if you go the opposite way with fantasy football, you'll be better off. Touchdowns and yards. That's all you need to know. Like, it's very simple. But my point is, we call them bug men, right? They're the 6'1", 140-pound soaking wet guy that was never physically capable of playing a sport in his life, but desperately wants to be involved. So they're nerds, and they come up with numbers and statistics and all these things that you can't understand because you're a dumb jock, because you might have played the game, but I know the advanced metrics. It's just a way for bug men to be involved in a game that they could have never been involved with without these metrics, because the only value that they bring to the game is being able to dissect these metrics, which they also made up. So they made something up that only they can figure out and dissect, and then they lecture you on it and then try to tell you why they're right, and that gives them an in to be involved in the game. It's permeated football. Like, it's just, and they're like, you don't understand fucking advanced metrics, you fucking casual. Like, okay, dude, like I've forgotten more than you've ever learned about the NFL, and that's just since I woke up. So yeah, like, piss off. But like, my point is like, they do the same thing with like advanced biology now with trans. They're like, you just don't understand, because once you question them and once you start pressing them and asking them actual questions that as it pertains to reality, the wheels come off the bus, their arguments hold no water, and you just start poking holes in them at a rate you can measure by the minute, and they fall apart, and then that's when they revert back to their just emotional reeing, and they're like, you're a bigot.
Absolutely.
And that's all it comes down to. So it's the same idea. Advanced metrics in sports, advanced biology, when it comes to transgender, fucking hoopla. It's all the same shit, Trav. And it's people who are trying to make a very simple issue. They make it overly convoluted, and then they try to convince you that they're the ones that have the answers to unlock they have the keys to unlock the answers so that you can understand it better. But without them, you can't ever understand this because you don't understand.
That's all they say. Well, to use another football analogy, they're constantly moving the goalpost. So anytime you come back with logic and reason, they're like, oh, well, no, it's because of this, and you don't understand it because of advanced and it's like, no, but I proved you wrong already, and now you're just deflecting.
Right? Yeah, it's their catch-all goalie that just like, well, you just don't understand. It's like, I used this the other day. I'm constantly referencing South Park. Die hippie die, right? When like Kyle, Stan, and Kenny are selling magazines, and they come in contact with the college know-it-all hippies, and the kids are like, they're like, whoa, what are you doing, you little Eichmann? You shouldn't be doing that. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, don't be selling it for the corporation. They're like, what do you mean? They're like, well, like our professors really opened their eyes. Like, I've got some stuff you should read. And I'm like, okay, like, and they're like, whoa, really? Like, what is it? And then you read it, and it's just like, oh, this is just Marxist communist propaganda. Like, never mind. Like, oh, never mind. You're an idiot. Like, I'll never forget it. My first semester at BCC, I took a sociology class because it was a prereq and I had to take it.
Yep.
And I took it thinking it was just going to be kind of like a fucking layup. And I get there and I'm like, all of a sudden, like, my teacher's like, basically like preaching how like inner city poverty, and he was basically Bernie Sanders. And he's preaching how inner city poverty in Chicago was like the greatest crime against humanity. And he's like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and this is before like really like we had become like hyper aware of like people's political standings. I think, this is fall of 2003. So like, at least for me, I hadn't been like super aware of it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This guy kind of sounds like a fucking communist asshole. Like, oh, everything should be free and everyone should have equal and everybody's equal. And I'm like, yeah, but I worked harder than you. Why should you get the same shit as me? Like, are you giving everybody the same grade in this class? Because
Yeah.
that's the only way to practice what you're preaching. And then I had him again the next year for a follow-up class. And I believe that was the year Pat Tillman got killed.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
And that kid at UMass Amherst wrote an article about basically like slamming Pat Tillman. I mean, like, yeah, the second I saw his jawline and his beefy chops, like, I already knew what the narrative was going to be and what a hero he was. And he was no hero. He was committing genocide and all this other shit. And the kid ended up getting, like, suspended from Amherst for the article, like, kicked off the paper or whatever. And my
Good, because that's
professor,
just fucking stupid. Like,
yeah.
especially after he just got killed.
And my professor was like, well, he's not wrong. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Like, you're.
Oh, yeah, totally. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, and that's makes. I was like, yeah, fuck this guy, and I opted out of his class. Sure. I was like, fuck this dude. I was like, I'm not sitting here listening to this fucking communist bullshit.
Like, it's one thing that I have to take this as a prerequisite, but it's another for me to tolerate it, and I'm just not going to do that. So, good on you.
So I used to fight him all the time on shit, and like people in class would get like kind of annoyed with me because they'd be like, dude, like really? And I'm like, what? I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm like, we're gonna sit here for fucking 55 minutes. Fuck this asshole. Yeah, like, I'm gonna make him work for his money. Like,
and that's basically what Sydney Sweeney's mentality was during that interview.
Gilbarg, that was
like you said, when she reacts that way, like physically to this woman asking that question, and then she unloads a salvo of fucking truth and just honest, like, I don't give a fuck about what
and really didn't say
any
much.
of you say. No, she didn't have to though, but it's the way
the
she said
part.
it. She's just like,
less
no.
was more in that situation.
No, why should I fucking do it? She didn't say fucking, but like, she's like, no, I have nothing to apologize for. Like,
it was an ad.
It was an ad.
But yeah, but like, do you really think like white people should be talking about like having superior genes? And I loved her answer. She's like, if there's an issue that I want people to know about, they'll know. Or whatever she said. Like, she's like, basically like, fuck you, bitch. Like, this is going nowhere, so you can try all you want, but you're not going to bait me into saying something.
Yeah, this was already months ago at this point. Like, at least 2, 3. Like,
so that was awesome. And then I was just like, well, I'm like Sydney Sweeney. And now, like, all, like, the fucking memes that are coming out, like Sydney Sweeney with the Burger King crown on, or her, like, Sydney Sweeney's grandfather, and it's what's his name from Inglourious Bastards, the Nazi.
Christoph Waltz.
Yes. And, like, it's like, Emma's...
You are hiding...
enemies of the
American genes under your floorboards, are you not?
I use not. Oh, it was so, that shit was so fucking funny though. Like, I died laughing. I was like, holy shit. But I guess it's kind of representing, like, and again, not, no pun intended, but like, I feel like there was, like, with Charlie Kirk's death, it was a turning point in America because the youth, like, I feel like younger kids now are like, oh, yeah, like, you can be empathetic and not be like suicidally empathetic. Like, you can still care about people, but you don't have to like tell everybody about it. And you can do stuff, but like, you don't have to be a pompous dickbag about it. And like,
not virtue signaling.
I don't feel like it's so much of like a MAGA or like even like a right wing movement that's kind of like ground swelling right now, like with like through the youth of America. I feel like it's just kind of like a back to like, hey, no, man, like, you live in America, you're an American, and America is fucking awesome, and everybody should know it. And it's like,
I mean, some would call that nationalism.
Like,
so be it if you do. I mean, what's wrong with that?
10 years ago, 15 years ago, people were like super hypercritical of nationalism. They're like, who has supreme nationalism? North Korea, is that good? And I'm like, well, yeah, you can be super proud of where you live.
Well,
and still be
that's forced
and still work.
I mean, that's a straight up. They called Trump a dictator, but North Korea is a literal dictatorship.
Well, I mean, we all know that the left is just, they've lost all meaning in their words. Like, they call Trump a dictator and a Nazi and all this shit, and he's nothing even close to anything of the sort.
Yeah.
They have a no kings protest, and we're like, cool, like, who's the king? Like y'all realize, like, Trump left office the last time, right? Like, when the election was clearly stolen and rigged, and he still left office, and now we're starting to see fingers crossed, heads will start to roll based on a lot of the shit that's coming out about that. But that'll be for next week.
Yeah, and the only time he ever came close to saying anything like that was a joke of being like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'll be a dictator."
On day one. Yeah, I'll
On
be
day
a dictator on day one when I close the border. Like, oh no, not that. Like, and again, it just goes it goes hand in hand though. Like their words have lost all meaning. You know, like you had that woman, what was it? Like was it Stephanie Miller kissing Jasmine Crockett's feet in a photo op the other day? Like,
Jesus Christ. No,
like
I
kissing,
wasn't
like kissing her boots.
I don't
and
need
I'm just
to
like
hear about this.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, yeah, I think her name was Stephanie Miller.
I'm not denying that it happened. I just
Oh no,
like,
it
man.
happened. It definitely happened. I can show it to you.
The thought of anybody kissing anything of that woman, whether it's clothed or not.
She literally got down on her
me.
hands and knees and kissed her feet, and future senator.
Oh, like as if she was one of those black Jewish guys that are always yelling at people, and
the black Israelites.
Yeah, the black is those fucking lunatics.
Yeah, I think it was it Stephanie Miller? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, left wing radio host, progressive radio personality Stephanie Miller took political fandom to a bizarre new level after boasting online that she literally kissed the shoes of Democratic Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett. Crockett has emerged. This and that. She said, "Why, yes, I did kiss the sneakers of Jasmine Crockett, and I do worship the ground she walks on." And she was lovely about it. And then there is a picture of her literally kissing her feet.
Well, that's a very, very stupid person.
Yeah, I mean, just, but again, I mean, this is the kind of shit that like, when people are like, oh, this is like, when people are like, this is serious and everything else, I'm like, yeah, but you're not serious people. Like, the left are not serious people. They don't care. Like, the whole government shutdown thing, and like, we can just say this real quick on it because I don't think we really need to spend a ton of time on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a Democrat ploy. They even came out and said it. They're like, this is our leverage. This is our leverage point. We have the leverage now to get what we want. They didn't care that people were going to get, that people's SNAP benefits were going to dry up, or flights were going to be canceled. They didn't give a fuck about any of that.
Get that out of the way right away.
They were using it to leverage themselves into a position to get their bullshit healthcare for illegals passed.
Yeah, they didn't.
Which was just one of the things.
And they didn't care about these people at all.
Bernie Sanders, the biggest fucking fraud in U.S. politics, and why everybody. I can understand, like, listen, I can understand if, like, you're a fan of Trump or you were a fan of Obama or, like, certain politicians throughout the years. I can understand if, like, you liked that person. I cannot understand people who like Bernie Sanders. This guy is the biggest fraud, the biggest phony in all of fucking politics. Like,
career politicians never gotten anything done. He owns multiple homes and he complains about rich people while traveling in private jets.
He drives $100,000 cars while bitching about people having too much money. He's taken more money from Big Pharma in lobbyists than any other politician in Washington. Like, and then he's sitting there, and obviously he gets up and he's like, and he's gonna sit on his stump and regale us and lecture us about how
the 1% is tearing this country apart. I'm a fucking asshole.
All of these people, okay, are going to lose their medical benefits. The Republicans want to make healthcare unaffordable for the average American, and we cannot have that. Like, no, you fucking old communist fuck. Like, that's exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
20 million Americans will lose healthcare. First of all, those 20 million people aren't Americans. They're illegal aliens. All right. Everybody else is going to greatly benefit from it because if we really look at it from a dollars and cents point, the strain will be lifted. There'll be a significant strain lifted out the system, and it should alleviate a lot of costs. Now, we all know that's not the case because Big Pharma runs the country, and they're just going to continue to bludgeon our pockets. And that's probably never going to end because we can't stop it because we've already birthed this monster into existence, and you can't put that genie back in the bottle. That being said, the government shutdown had nothing to do with the Republicans. The Republicans all voted to go open the government.
Yes.
They needed 60 votes. The Democrats didn't. I see people like, oh, well, the Republicans could use the nuclear option if they wanted to. No, anything. First of all, anything dubbed the nuclear option is always your last choice. Second of all, shouldn't come to that. It should never come to that. It shouldn't have to be done that way, because if you do that, that means you're having to force people to do something they should already be voting on. Like, this is common sense shit, dude. Like, the Democrats claim to be for the little guy and for the people, yet they fuck the little guy and they fuck the people every fucking chance they get.
Yes, straight up.
And it's just, it's mind-boggling to me that people still sit there and be like, Bernie Sanders is a national treasure and he needs to be protected. Fuck that old crap.
He's a fucking useless piece of shit.
One of the biggest fucking frauds in all of fucking politics. Like, I don't understand it. I'll never understand the Bernie love. I really won't. People are like, well, he's a moderate Democrat. No, he isn't. He's a fucking communist, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
Like, have you not listened to the words that are coming out of that man's mouth? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's straight. You can call it democratic socialism, but that's just
it's just a fancy way of saying communism.
Yes. It's an American way of saying it, so it sounds less harsh, instead of, like, you know, back when the Red Scare happened, and
like, I actually
that was a legitimate problem.
I actually saw somebody on Facebook the other day. This kid I used to work with, he's a total fucking boob. Like, he was a total, like, COVID crazy, like, super mask wearing. I'm pretty sure he fucked his sister at one point.
But he's vaccinated, fully vaccinated. So
yeah. Oh man, we have one. I won't mention names, but I know one person who's been vaccinated 7 times and gets COVID like fucking twice a week.
Yeah, because it doesn't stop you from getting it.
Yeah, no, not at all. But anyway, this kid, and he legitimately like posted a thing about like Zoran Mondami, and it was like, he's like, I don't understand anybody's problem. He's like, communism is actually a really good thing. It just hasn't been done right.
That's all they've ever been able to say, because it can't be done right.
I'm like you really didn't just say that, did you?
You did you did the thing. He did. He said the thing.
He said the thing. I'm like, what a fucking moron. It was so stupid, Travis, that I had hit reply to start like typing something. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm just gonna. I felt like Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny in the cripple fight episode were like, we're staying out of this one, guys. We're just staying out of this one. Like, just gonna stay. I'm just gonna avoid this. It was one of the dumbest And then I read the replies, and some of the replies. I mean, these people. Again, I get it. Like what the Democrats do and Zoran Mondami did in New York City is we'll transition to that real quick. Like, I get it. I get they pandered to their low IQ voter base and got them to come out and vote for him because that's all they have.
The platform is we're not Republican. You want free shit?
Yeah.
Here's a very bad plan that won't work, but we're telling you it will.
But trust me, it'll work this time. It's never worked in the history of the world.
Days after he was voted in, he fucking straight up is saying, "Oh yeah, well, this kind of thing, it requires people to work for me, and so I need to
sending me money." Yeah, just kidding. Send me money now.
Yeah, remember how I said free shit for everybody? Well, I need you to send me money first.
Trav, have you ever
literally
seen somebody
asking for fun
over an entire city's eyes like this guy has?
I can't believe it happened because he was transparent about how shitty he is and what the fuck he was trying to do. But like, it was all out there.
His surrogates in the media would carry the water for him. He knew that he could bank on upper middle class liberal white women voting for him, which at this point, like, you know what?
Most dangerous people in society.
Let's institute Sharia law. Let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Because then when the 19th Amendment goes bye-bye, maybe we can actually get this country back on track and pointed in the right direction. Because I think the worst demographic, the most low IQ, most least informed demographic of voters in this country is middle-class white women. And they're also the loudest demographic.
And let's be fair, liberal. If the liberal ones.
Sorry, I meant, upper middle, like middle-class liberal white women.
Mm-hmm, yes.
The awfuls, if you will. They're the worst demographic in the country. And they speak for no one. They say nothing. but they are so loud and proud about their nothingness. It's incredible. It's actually incredible to watch and witness. And listen, my wife is a very well-informed voter, but would I be willing to remove the 19th Amendment in order to prevent, because I feel like for every one of her, there's 10 on the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we should go back to you got to own property to vote.
Some of the best women I know actually share that sentiment.
I'll tell you right now.
Because they're like, you know what? We're irrational.
If you ask my wife right now if she could repeal the 19th or not, she'd be like, absolutely. She'd be like, do you know how many fucking dumb bitches I know?
Yeah, she gets it. She's like,
she
I
totally
don't trust us either. Like,
yeah,
she's one of the good ones, obviously, but for every one of her, like you said, there's 10 others that aren't. They're the purple-haired septum ring, just scourge of the earth right now.
Yeah, and they voted this radical Islamic terrorist, if you will, communist, to be the mayor of New York City.
And he's literally friends with a guy that planned, or at least had a part of,
he was the
9/11 bombing of the World Trade Center.
The World Trade Center in '93.
Yeah, the bombing.
The bombing.
Not the planes.
He was an unindicted co-conspirator of the
unindicted, but
and he's palling around with him. I mean, I cannot wait. I honestly hope he brings everything that he promises to New York City.
Yeah, and I'm not losing any sleep over him winning it because I don't live in New York City, and I never fucking will.
But you know who's not going to live in New York City in a very short amount of time? All the people with enough money to move out of New York City.
Oh, dude, 50 Cent, Fitty, he's already like, fuck this guy. I mean, he said it a while ago. He was like, who's this guy? Whose friend is this? Because of the tax he wants to put on people that make more than $1 million a year doesn't make sense. Nope. And it doesn't help anybody. It's going to take away, it's going to drive these people out of there.
We're going to raise $9 billion in tax revenue. It's like, and Kathy Hochul, the governor of California, New York, is like, the fuck you are.
Yeah, once it bites into your profits, you're not going to stay there.
She's like, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah, but I promised the people. And she's like, yeah, that's great. I'm still the governor, and you're not doing that. So what's funny is that
he wants to create a fifth tax bracket that will give essentially an additional $25,000 in or $20,000 in tax owed to the city by anyone making $1 million.
Which I don't know if you know this in New York City is a fair amount of people, but
yeah.
The point,
there's 100-something billionaires, they say.
But the point, but the bigger point there is, Trav, when all those people who are making that much money leave New York City,
there go the jobs.
Who do you think is going to bear the burden of that tax?
The people.
Well, now it's going to be anybody making over 250,000. Yeah,
he's already saying, oh yeah, you know how he said, bus fares is going to be free for everybody.
Oh yeah,
actually
buses,
no,
free this. Nope. Government. Oh yeah, government runs supermarkets, state runs supermarkets. Yeah, that's never been that's always worked. That always works out well. I mean.
Yeah, government cheese and.
Yeah. Look. I mean, look at what we just saw these last couple of weeks with the government shutdown. Do these people not understand? By making yourself more dependent on the government, you are now completely void of any self-sufficiency. You can't just go out. If you're dependent on the government to feed you, and the government shuts down because some people in Congress are having a pissing match,
yeah,
and you go hungry, do you think they really care if you fucking go, if you die? Or do you think they're just going to use your deaths as a political fodder to leverage their situation? They don't.
They never cared about the people losing SNAP benefits.
They're banking on you dying, you dumb fucks, because you don't have any way to fend for yourself. So you need the government,
and
it's
also ironic because they just had another No Kings rally recently, but now they're literally saying, "Please, kind, help me, Mr. Trump."
And you know what's super funny is when Trump got elected last year, a year ago this past week, right? Trump gets reelected. We all celebrate. You and I, we kicked off this podcast a few weeks before the election.
Yep, that's right.
and we were celebrating. I remember Victory Wednesday. Actually, I went a year to the date. I went back to the same restaurant that I went to last year
Yeah,
on Victory Wednesday.
well, yeah, I mean, we
Just
live
for fun.
streamed the night of the election.
Yep. So we went back. So anyway, my point. Where was I going with this? Hold on. I was just saying when Trump won or leading up to the election, people were like, you know, he's going to remove women's rights and women are going to have no rights, and it's going to be like The Handmaid's Tale. And I'm like,
yeah, that analogy.
I'm like, do you know what The Handmaid's Tale was actually based on? And I don't know if you know this or not, but do you know what it's actually based on?
I know it's
it's based on
a series of books or a novel, or at least one. Or
but those were
I know
those were based on the Muslim Revolution of Iran in the 70s.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
So like all the women being stripped of their rights, that was Sharia law. They had to Americanize it to make it sellable to people in this country, but it's all based off of the Iranian Muslim Revolution.
Oh, and guess what's happening?
And then you go and you Europe and a radical Muslim to be the mayor of our biggest, most important city in the country, and yet you're surprised, but you want women's rights. Like, do you not understand the people that you are now celebrating that have been elected to this position are not there for women's rights? In fact, they would love to remove your ability to even drive a car, let alone vote or do anything else other than just be a brood sow for your husband.
Yeah, I've seen countless memes now of Mamdani, whatever the fuck it is, being compared to, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing in memes, because that's exactly what he is, and they were too stupid to realize it. It's like the rest of us were like, no, this guy sucks. You're not going to want that.
You know, that age-old adage, like, you know, the axe kept cutting down the trees, but the trees kept voting for the axe because his handle was wood, so he convinced him that he was one of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, it's so easy to see, but liberals are so blinded by idealism, and they're such ideologues that they can't see the forest for the trees, no pun intended. But like they won't allow themselves to see it, and they're just like, listen, I don't worship Trump, okay? I worship what Trump envisions for this country.
Yeah.
And that's why I voted for him. But if somebody else came along, if Bernie Sanders came along and was like, hey, you know what we need to do if we really want to fix this place? We got to get rid of lobbyists. We got to get rid of the corruption in D.C. We got to get make the media honest again, deport all these illegals, get people, put America first, all this other shit. I'd be like, okay, Uncle Bernie's spitting.
Shit,
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm on board for too.
But
okay.
It doesn't matter. The guy doesn't matter. Politicians are tools. That's it. And once they stop working for you, get rid of them. Yes. You know what I mean? Like if I break a fucking axe in half or a hammer, and my hammer can no longer put nails into wood, what good is having the hammer? Get rid of it, buy a new one.
Yes, it's no longer functional.
So those are your cocaine Mitches, your Lindsey Grahams. You name a guy on the. I fucking can't believe it. But
pretty much all of them in Massachusetts.
One of the only Democrats that's worth his fucking weight in salt at this point is John fucking Fetterman.
Yeah, I guess his brain damage is healing after his strokes, because
or maybe his stroke caused him to see the light. Like, I have no idea. That guy has done a complete fucking 180, and now. Granted, I believe he's a fraud, and I think he's just licking his finger and sticking and seeing which way the wind is blowing and thinking, yeah, maybe the Democrats aren't long for this world. Let me get on the other side of this.
The same has been said about like Tulsi Gabbard before.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and listen, these are smart people. They're politically savvy. They know how to save their careers and save their own hides. It's how they exist. Mm-hmm. But you have people like Nancy Pelosi, who did a better job than what's his name? Oh my God, Jesus Christ, dude! Why has my name retrieval been fucking horrendous today?
You usually remember everything, Joey.
The $1 billion investor there, the guy, the greatest investor of all time,
Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, right. Not Hathaway. No, Berkshire Hathaway. What was?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it either.
Dude, I cannot fucking believe I have to fucking
Because I don't really give a shit.
Warren Buffett. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Jimmy.
yeah.
So she outpaced
Jimmy's
Warren
brother.
Buffett. Yeah, she outpaced Warren Buffett in trading in her career in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Like, how does that work? Like, so you expect me to believe that you did that on the up and up, and that you didn't have you were an insider trading?
Of course, she's Nancy
people
Pelosi.
go to jail for all the time. But if you're Nancy Pelosi, it's totally fine.
Yeah, and her husband totally didn't get attacked by a gay lover.
Yeah,
with a hammer.
Or he was just a fucking homeless grifter who was looking for a place to get a nut. But whatever.
So a leftist.
Probably found Paul Pelosi's address like on the inside of a bathroom stall and some
shit. At a glory hole.
Now,
got you back.
Coming in. I got this hammer. I'm coming in.
Yeah.
The hammer was just his dick. It wasn't.
It's hammer time.
Yeah.
And it was.
God damn it! Did I just disappear again?
Yeah, but I got you back. And
okay.
Yeah, they reenacted some of the scenes from MC Hammer's Pumps and Bumps.
Parachute pants and all.
No, humps.
Oh yeah, humps and pumps.
Pumps and a bumps, yeah.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, pumps and
we
bumps.
like the girls with the pumps and a bumps. So wearing pumps and they got their bumps, which is their buttocks.
Such good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much. Oops, that's all I got for that.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see when the shutdown happens, and obviously, and then as far as Mamdani goes, yeah, I don't really give a shit because I'm not unaffected by it.
I'm honestly, Trav, I want to see that fucking city burn. I really do.
Oh, I do want to see the full fruition of what he actually wants to come to play as we know it.
Because I want to watch it and I want to sit there and rub these.
It's gonna happen.
The thing is all these liberal people be like, well, he had the right ideas, but he just didn't execute it properly, or he wasn't allowed to do what he wanted to because Kathy Hochul held him back, and the Republicans are so stupid.
Because once again, that's all they can say.
Yeah, and they'll just blame Trump for his failures, and that'll be that. But
well, at least that other weird-looking guy didn't win in Michigan, where he was running.
Oh, the Somali pirate guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I think the guy that won was the guy that wasn't the guy that won, the guy that knelt at George Floyd's casket and wept.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. It's Michigan.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, that was Minnesota.
We already live. Yeah. We already live in a liberal dystopia, so it's always not what we want it to be here for the most part.
Yeah, big facts.
At least in terms of senators and Congress people. Locally, it's pretty decent, depending on where you live. It can be
decent. It's decent.
It's not bad, but beyond that, it's like, well, yeah, Trump's never going to win Massachusetts, but hey, I was good to see the turnout last year. I think he lost Dartmouth
by 1%.
By like 13 votes or something.
I think it was like 50-49 or something like that. Yeah, it was like I think it was like 18 votes or something.
Yeah, it was under 20.
Yeah, something nuts. Which is crazy to think, but then again, I mean, Dartmouth is pretty based as a whole. There's a lot of based people in Dartmouth.
Because yes, Payneham Village is only so big.
Correct.
But there's also the surrounding. There's Nonquit. There's Salters Point. There's the Round Hill. There's some hoity-toity areas, of course.
But you know what the funny thing is all the people I know that live out on Round Hill, they're all Republicans. They all vote Trump.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, I know not all of them do that, but not all the people that live there do that. But I know all the ones that I personally know, they did.
That's fair.
They were big-time Trump people. So, 'tis what it be, my brother.
'Tis, my fellow
all right,
brother.
bud. Until next week.
Yeah, it's been real as always, man. Good coming back. I'm sorry I was sick 2 weeks ago with a sinus infection, and then last week I literally fell asleep on the couch after eating homemade beef stew like an old man.
I would be lying if I said I'd never done that before. So oops.
I woke up at 9:30 and was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, I was texting. I was like, I hope nothing happened to him. But I'm like, my wife was like, "Is he okay?" And I'm like, I'm sure he's fine. He probably fell asleep.
I appreciate that she asked.
Yeah, because she was like, "Wait," she's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure Trav fell asleep."
Yep, totally did.
She's like, "Are you sure? Is he okay?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure he's fine."
Yeah, hour and a half later. Hey man, I fell asleep on the couch like a geriatric. Yep. Sorry.
It happens to the best of us, bud.
But hey, good to be back. We'll be back again next week, barring
Hell
any
yeah.
stupidity or
Yeah, I think
sleepiness on my part.
I'm good to go for the next couple of weeks because, and then I'm on vacation in December. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to
Oh
it.
yeah,
so.
we'll figure it out, man. And I mean, hell, we could even bank an episode if you wanted to. We could just
True that. We
one.
could do that actually. Yeah.
Do like a one-off thing where we just do some
Record
of the side
one.
shit.
Yeah, that would work. We'll explore. See what we got to do.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever it takes. We'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever
of course.
It takes.
Oh, and thank you to all our veterans.
Yes. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans
Salute.
Day.
I'm running all my my veterans my Marine themed cars and iRacing all week. So
There you go.
I might have to pop on a live stream at some point and pay some homage. But
Hell yeah, you're doing your part.
I'm doing my part.
Damn right.
I support the Marines and John Cena. Still the best like jam scam of all time, but anyway.
It is pretty fucking great.
I fucking laugh every time I hear it. Never fails.
It is super funny. It just works.
It does so well. So well.
Hell yeah, man. All right.
All right, bud. I'll talk to you next Monday.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you next week.